Hamad bin Isa al-Khalifa. Hamad bin Isa bin Salman al-Khalifa Arabic, HMD tilde bin Selmān al-Khalifa Hamad bin Isa bin Salman al-Halīfe, 28 January 1950, is King of Bahrain since 14 February 2002, after ruling as Emir of Bahrain from 6 March 1999. He is the son of Isa bin Salman al-Khalifa, the previous and first Emir. The country has been ruled by the Al-Khalifa dynasty since 1783. Early life and education. Hamad bin Isa al-Khalifa was born on 28 January 1950 in Riffa, Bahrain. His parents were Isa bin Salman al-Khalifa, then Crown Prince, and Hessa bin Salman al-Khalifa. After attending Manama Secondary School in Bahrain, Hamad was sent to England to attend Applegarth College in Godalming, Surrey, before taking a place at the Leys School in Cambridge. Hamad then underwent military training, first with the British Army at Mons Officer Cadet School at Aldershot in Hampshire, graduating in September 1968. 4 years later, in June 1972, Hamad attended the United States Army Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth in Kansas, graduating the following June with a degree in leadership. Crown Prince. Hamad was designated as heir apparent by his father on 27 June 1964. In 1968, he was appointed as the chairman of the Irrigation Council and Manama Municipal Council. He was commissioned into the Bahrain National Guard on 16 February 1968 and appointed as its commander the same year, remaining in that post until 1969, when he was appointed as the commander-in-chief of the Bahrain Defense Force. In 1970, Hamad became the head of the Bahraini Department of Defense and the vice chairman of the Administrative Council, remaining in both offices until 1971. From 1971 to 1988, he was the Minister of State for Defense. In October 1977, Sheikh Hamad started learning to fly helicopters, successfully completing the training in January 1978. He then worked to establish the Bahrain Amiri Air Force, which came into being in 1987 when the Defense Force Air Wing was reconstituted as an air force. Reign. Political turmoil. After Hamad took power in 1999, he focused on attaining stability in a nation riddled with profound tensions after the 1990s uprising. The king succeeded in improving the living standards and in making Bahrain a financial hub. During the period 2003-2010, the Shiite community accused his government of corruption, discrimination in housing and jobs, recruiting foreigners to the military services, and bringing Sunni tribes from Asia to change the demographic composition of the nation. Although King Hamad's reign has seen the admittance of Shiites into positions in the government, there have still been calls for a more equitable distribution of positions and jobs. The Al-Khalifa family lead a large number of ministerial and governmental posts, including the Ministry of the Interior, Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Bahrain Economic Development Board, and the Supreme Council for Women. The vast majority of significant positions in the Bahrain Defense Force are held by Sunnis. Bahraini uprising of 2011. On 14 February 2011, the 10th anniversary of a referendum in favor of the National Action Charter and 9th anniversary of the writing of the Constitution of 2002, Bahrain was rocked by protests inspired by the Arab Spring and coordinated by a Facebook page named Day of Rage in Bahrain, a page that was liked by tens of thousands. The Bahrain government responded with what has been described as a brutal crackdown on the protests, including violations of human rights that caused anger. Later on, demonstrators demanded that Hamad step down. As a result of this massive crackdown, Foreign Policy magazine classified him as ranking 3rd out of 8 of America's unsavory allies, calling him one of the bad guys the U.S. still supports. On 11 February 2011, King Hamad ordered that 1,000 Bahraini dinars, approximately $26.67, be given to each family to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the National Action Charter referendum. Agence France Presse linked the B1000 payments to 14 February 2011 demonstration plans. On 15 February 2011, Hamad apologized for the deaths of two demonstrators in a rare TV speech and urged an investigation into the incident. 2 days later, 4 protesters were killed and hundreds wounded when protesters were attacked in Pearl Roundabout at 3:00 on local time. The Pearl Roundabout was evacuated and encircled by the Bahraini army. 2 days later, Prince Salman, Hamad's son, ordered the withdrawal of army troops from there after the death of another protester caused by live ammunition next to Pearl Roundabout. During the peak of the Bahraini uprising in mid-March 2011, Hamad declared a state of national safety for 3 months just after Salman summoned Peninsula Shield Force troops to enter Bahrain. Saudi Arabia deployed about 1,000 troops with armored support, and the United Arab Emirates deployed about 500 troops. Opposition parties reacted strongly, calling it an occupation. Hamad, however, claimed that he deployed the troops to protect infrastructure and to secure key installations. After this step, the country's economy suffered losses estimated at billions. The security situation deteriorated in areas where people were demonstrating against him. While dozens of deaths were announced, including 5 who died in custody as a result of torture. In June 2011, Hamad commissioned the Bahrain Independent Commission of Inquiry, headed by respected human rights lawyer M. Sharif Bassiani. The establishment of the BSI was praised by Barack Obama and the international community as a step towards establishing responsibility and accountability for the events of the 2011-2012 Bahraini uprising. The BSI reported its findings in November 2011, and U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton commended King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's initiative in commissioning it. In August 2012, Amnesty International stated that the government's response has only scratched the surface of these issues. Reforms have been piecemeal, perhaps aiming to appease Bahrain's international partners, and have failed to provide real accountability and justice for the victims. Foreign relations. The king was invited by the British court to the wedding of Prince William, but declined amidst protests by human rights activists who had pledged to disrupt his stay in Britain because of his violent response to demonstrators. In August 2020, King Hamad explained to visiting U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. However, on 11 September 2020, it was announced that Bahrain and Israel had agreed to establish full diplomatic relations. On 15 September 2020, Bahrain officially opened state-to-state relations with Israel, signing diplomatic agreements at a public ceremony at the White House in Washington, D.C. Personal life. Hamad has 4 wives and has had in total 12 children, 7 sons and 5 daughters. He married his first wife, also his first cousin, Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, at Rafah on 9 October 1968. She is Bahraini, and together they have 3 sons and 1 daughter. Prince Salman bin Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, Crown Prince of Bahrain, born 21 October 1969. Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, born 30 June 1975. Sheikh Khalifa bin Hamad Al Khalifa, born 4 June 1977. Sheikha Najla bint Hamad Al Khalifa, born 20 May 1981. His second wife, Shaya bint Hassan Al Rayesh Al Ajmi, is from Kuwait. Together they have 2 sons, Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, born 8 May 1987. Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, born 23 September 1989, his third wife, a daughter of Sheikh Faisal bin Mohammed bin Shuraim Al Mari, with whom he has 1 son and 2 daughters. Sheikh Faisal bin Hamad Al Khalifa, 12 February 1991, 12 January 2006, died in a car accident. Sheikha Nura bint Hamad Al Khalifa, born 6 November 1993. Sheikha Munira bint Hamad Al Khalifa, born 15 July 1990, his fourth wife, a daughter of Jabir Al Naimi, with whom he has 1 son and 2 daughters. Sheikh Sultan bin Hamad Al Khalifa, born 1997. Sheikha Hassa bint Hamad Al Khalifa. Sheikha Rima bint Hamad Al Khalifa, born 2002. Honors and awards. King Hamad has received numerous honors, for example, Grand Cordon of the Order of the Star of Jordan, 1 February 1967, Order of the Two Rivers, First Class Iraq, 22 February 1969, Order of Mohammed Morocco, 16 October 1970, Grand Cordon of the Supreme Order of the Renaissance Jordan, 1 September 1972, Collar of the Order of the Republic of Egypt, 24 January 1973, Collar of the Order of the Crown Iran, 28 April 1973, Collar of the Order of Abdulaziz Al Saud Saudi Arabia, 4 April 1976, Star of the Republic of Indonesia, First Class, 8 October 1977, Order of Merit the Republic of Mauritania, First Class, 1 April 1978, Honorary Knight Commander of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, UK, 15 February 1979, Order of the Grand Conqueror of Libya, First Class, 1 September 1979, Grand Cross of the Order of Isabella the Catholic of Spain, 4 December 1981, Honorary Recipient of the Order of the Crown of the Realm, 2000, Order of Zayd of the UAE, 2 February 2005, Honorary Fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, 2006, Order of the Republic of the Yemen, First Class, 25 March 2010, Knight Grand Cross of the Order of the Dannebrog, 4 February 2011, Grand Cross of the National Order of Merit of France, Grand Cordon of the Order of the Republic of Tunisia, 27 January 2016, Collar of the Order of the Nile, Egypt, 26 April 2016, Grand Collar of the State of Palestine, 10 April 2017, Recipient of the Royal Family Order of the Crown of Brunei DKB, 3 May 2017, First Class of the Royal Family Order of Johor DKI, 26 November 2017, Honorary Doctorate from Moscow State University of International Relations, 2 July 2021, Ancestry.